Aloha! Welcome to the channel. I know it's been a long time since I've actually been on the channel and just to talk, to catch up with everything that's going on in our lives. And so I thought, why not today? It's my day off. Having a good time so far. Just relaxing at home. It's nice. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Kathy. I live in Maui now. I used to live in Arizona, and it's been a blessing. So what's happening right now is pretty much nothing. We haven't been able to get to the beach because the Hurricane Linda, it's not such a hurricane anymore, but the effects of it are still being felt, and so the waves are way too strong to get down to the beach. So I'm losing my tan. As you can see, I'm getting a little paler. But that's okay, because as soon as the waves settle down, we'll be back at the beach. Just spending a lot of time at work. News about my work. I am going to downgrade my work to part-time. Woohoo! So that means I'll have more time for writing and videos and just hanging out and doing things and stuff like that. So that's going to be fun. It's I think my new schedule will be in about 2 weeks, and so I will be working 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week, and yeah, it'll be fun. And so Brian got a job, and he seems to be happy at it, and it's going good. So yeah, so that's what's happening in my work life. I've been struggling to get my Fritchen book done. I know for most of you it's not a big deal. You don't really care about the Fritchen book. It's a genealogy book, but for me, it's my family's history, and I've been trying to get it done, but I just haven't had the time or I don't know, I haven't really felt like doing it, and so it's been a struggle. And so I'm looking forward to, during my time off or my part-time work now, I'll have more time and energy to devote to that, and so I'm hoping to get that done. I'm not going to give a date when it's done. I'm just going to try to get it done. Because I've been saying for years that I want to get the Fritchen book done, and it's just been kind of a struggle. So we're going to move forward on that. And what else do I want to talk about? So the governor here, most of you know we live in Maui, and so the mayor here actually wants to do more lockdowns. The COVID cases have not been that high compared to the amount of people here, and but the governor, or not the governor, the mayor is really freaking out about it, and he wants to impose more lockdowns, close down Maui, and go back to masks outside and all this stuff. But the governor doesn't want to do that, because if they do that, it's going to destroy businesses. I mean, there's already been a lot of stores that have closed for good because of the COVID situation, all the lockdowns and stuff. And so it's really kind of sad here. We're praying and hoping that they don't impose more lockdowns, because that just would be devastating to the small business community. It's already a struggle with it. But for now, we are able to walk around outside without masks. We just have to have them on in the store, in the shop, which I don't know. It drives me crazy, because masks don't work unless they're the medical grade masks. Masks do not work, and it's kind of frustrating, because now they're saying vaccines and stuff, and it used to be get the vaccine, save lives, and now it's get the vaccine, but you could still hurt people. And so what's the point of getting the vaccine? I know I haven't really shared much about my vaccine. My husband and we took Moderna. The first shot wasn't too bad. I just felt a little nauseated, and that was it. The second shot almost killed me. Literally, I was fine the day that I took the shot, the second dose, and then the day after, thank God Brian talked me into taking that day off, because I woke up sick to my stomach, fever, chills, vomiting, aches and pains, massive headaches. And then I also thank God that Brian was here, because I was in the bathroom throwing up, and I passed out sitting on the floor throwing up. I passed out in the middle of throwing up, and he woke me up, and then I continued to throw up. So I don't know what would have happened if he hadn't been here. So my reaction to the Moderna vaccine was really bad. And then it took me a couple weeks to fully recover. The first day was terrible. The second day I was able to go to work, but I still felt really nauseated and dizzy, and it was horrible. And so it just took me a couple weeks to recover from that. And so I went through all of that to have people say that I still have to wear a mask. Craziness. Yeah. So the vaccines now, they don't work. So it's crazy. We're never going to get rid of COVID. It's like the flu. It'll keep coming back. We just have to learn how to live with it. And so locking down isn't going to help, but that's the world we live in, isn't it? So yeah, that's my COVID rant. Yeah, it's frustrating. So the travel here right now, so the mayor and they're saying, the governor is saying don't travel to Hawaii right now. But honestly, I know a lot of people blame the tourists for the COVID, but it's not the tourists. Most of the COVID cases that are taking place are from local families that have large gatherings. And so, yeah, it's not the tourists, it's us locals. I'm not exactly a local, I'm a transplant, but it's the locals. And so it's frustrating if the tourists leave. Most of you know Maui is dependent on the tourist industry. And so if most of the tourists are forbidden from coming, it's going to really hurt our economy. So those of you who are prayer partners, please lift us up in prayer. Lift Maui up in prayer, especially because our livelihood depends on tourism. And so, yeah, so that's what's happening with the COVID. Churches, we found a really great church to go to. We're having fun there. Yeah, so life is pretty good right now. So I don't have too many complaints. I stopped biting my nails, so my nails are actually growing. I'm excited. Woohoo! Thank you, Jesus, for that. And my hair is getting long, so I can put it in a little bun, which is kind of cute. Yeah, so I'm still in love with the beach. My husband says I go too much, but I love it. I could go every day. It's so much fun. Okay, so I guess the other thing I wanted to share with you is that most of you know I am a planner. Most of you know I bought, let me see if I have, here it is. I bought this last year from Erin Condren. It was on sale, but normally this is like $65, $70. This is a life planner, and so I have loved doing this. This has been such a blessing to me, but I have found that I don't like the spiral bound. It's kind of frustrating to me because I can't decorate it. Most of you know I do stickers and yeah, stickers, and so I can't. It's hard when I'm writing even because I keep bumping into the coil, and so I started thinking, you know what? I wish there was a cheaper way to do this, because this is kind of expensive. I know it's a one-time thing for a year, which if you parcel it out. It's not really that expensive over the year, $65, $70. But I was thinking, I'd like something a little simpler because I don't use everything that they have in here, all the pages. And so I started looking around at different planners. I've looked at the Happy Planner, Simplified Planning, Erin Condren, planners at Walmart, different things like that. And so I started thinking, I would really like an undated planner that fits in an 8.5 by 11 binder, 3-ring binder, that I can customize for my own purposes, and something that's not that expensive. And so I started looking around and I couldn't find it. And Happy Planner does have an 8.5 by 11 planners, but they're not the traditional 3-hole punch. You have to use their rings, which I guess I don't mind, but I do mind, kind of. I wanted something simple, something that, if you don't want to spend that kind of money on a planner, then even Happy Planner can get expensive unless they have a sale. Something that you can just go down and use a 3-ring binder that you have at the house. And so what I did is I decided to come up with my own planner. Woohoo! Because that way I can spend $20 a year on a planner, and I have one binder, and I don't have to change out my binder, and I can mix and match. And so I'd like to introduce you to my Plan With Me calendar. It's available on Amazon right now. And yeah, so it's 8.5 by 11. It comes like this. You can either just use it as it is. It's all set up for you for 12 months. Or you can do what I did. And I'll actually show you how I set up my new planner in another video. But you can remove all the pages and hole punch them and put them in a binder, which makes it easy to keep track of. So let me show you. I'll show you this way. So this is your month at a glance. I don't use this page very much, but I included it because a lot of people do. Then this is your dashboard for the month. It has no dates, no words in it at all. It's totally customizable, but for you. I did not include the year calendar because I want that to be up to you. You do it how you want. And then it has a blank grid for the month. Very simple, easy. And then a vertical planner that has no lines separating this way. I know most planners do have lines like that, but I don't like lines like that. It just doesn't work for me. So yeah, so that's basically it. It has enough weeks for the entire year. And the good thing is that it's totally undated, unwritten in. You can start today with it, or you can wait until New Year's to do it. Whenever you feel like starting a planner, all you have to do is buy it, write in your own dates and everything, and you're all set. And so I am super excited about this because this is going to enable me to focus on my planning, but also because I actually would rather spend the money on stickers and accessories for my planner. And so, yeah, I'm excited about this, and I'm going to do a video with that. Also, I came up with this other thing. So not everybody does social media posts, but for those of you who do social media, it's been hard for me to find a social media plan that I liked. Happy Planner actually does have one, but it's hard to find. I've looked at Michael's online. There's no Michael's in Maui, so I can't really go there in person. But I can't find their social media things, so I don't need a lot of room for it. I just need one page front and back, and so I created a Plan With Me social media inserts for my calendar. And I did this on purpose. It's the same size as this one. And when I plan, I like to include everything in one binder. I don't like flipping between multiple planners. So this will fit right into your main planner in the binder. Again, you can do it just like this, or you can separate the pages and put them into a binder. But let me just show you what this is. This is very simple. All it is social media overview. It has a spot for which week, what week you're working on. This can be anything you want. Again, it's customizable. This is your week at a glance. So again, customizable for whether you start your week on Mondays or Sundays, whatever you want. And then the back page is simply a box. Just 4 spots for different, like you could do YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, blog, website, whatever you want. So, and that's basically it. It's just 52 weeks. So this will cover every week of the year. And that's my plan. And so I really hadn't planned on turning this into I guess a product information thing. But I am so excited because I've been waiting for these to come in forever, and they're finally here. So yeah, I'm so excited. I have one more product, but I'm waiting for the book to come in, and I'll share that with you later. But these are very inexpensive. I think this one is, I think I put this one as 20, and this one's like 10, between 10 and 15 for this. And so for 20 bucks plus the cost of a 3-ring binder, if you want to add it, which I don't know, can go anywhere from $5 to $10, $20, depending on how much you want to spend for a binder. You can get this for the whole year, and then just an added bonus if you do social media planning, you can do this. So yeah, so that's my new products. That's been a side project, something easy that I can do. I have a lot more ideas that I'm coming up with, and so yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you on that. So I think that's about it. I think, you know, I just want to end the video by telling you, if you've got a dream, do it. Don't hesitate. Step out. Take a step of faith. Like the Israelites, when they were getting ready to cross the Red Sea, it was terrifying. But God will meet you where you're at. And as soon as they stepped into the water, God met them where they were at and parted the seas. And they went on to experience great blessing in God. And so that's what you can do with your life, is take a step of faith. Live your dream. Do something that you didn't think you could ever do. I mean, honestly, living in Maui was never my dream. It was my husband's dream. He wanted to move to Maui, and he's wanted to move to Maui for years. And I prayed and asked God. I was the one that was holding him back. I was worried. I didn't, what are we going to do? How are we going to live? And God kind of whispered to me, it's going to be okay. And I felt this overwhelming sense of peace about the decision. And so I took that step of faith. And I'm telling you, we have been so blessed since living here. And I don't know what our future holds, but I do know that my faith has been stretched just by stepping out and taking that first step and letting God do the rest. And so if you have a dream, if you have something that you want to do, take that first step, find it out, research it, find out how you could possibly make it happen, and just do it. For us, it was Maui. For you, it might be something else. So I guess that's what I want to leave you with, is that no matter what you're going through, no matter what your dream is, no matter how old you are, how young you are, God's got awesome stuff for you. And so, yeah, I think that's it. Have a great rest of your week. Look for more videos from me. And I love you guys. Mahalo.